All right. Hi, ladies. How you doing?
Hi.
Hi, good. How are you?
Yeah, not too bad. And quickly before we get started, for those who don't know or just joining this week, I'm Lauren, the Director of Development here at Passionflix.
I'm Allie. I'm the Director of Marketing and PR.
And I'm Tosca. I'm the founder and CEO of Passionflix. And occasionally I direct movies.
Wonderful. So how have your weeks been, ladies? How are we doing?
Good. Can you believe we're in September?
It's mind-boggling that we're in September. I feel like August was a blink.
My kids are buying Halloween costumes and decorations. This is what's going on in my home. We're preparing for Halloween.
I'm not ready for that.
No.
I got really upset when I walked into CVS yesterday and all the pumpkin candles were out and the apple candles were out. I just want summer.
Same.
And it's just a few months away for Christmas, guys. Just a few months.
I'm not ready for that. Don't say that.
Yeah. There goes 2020.
There goes 2020. So quick.
Goodbye, 2020. I'm ready to move on.
Exactly.
I love it.
But so far it's been exciting. You know, we have a few exciting things that are coming up. We just did something recently, which we're very excited to be sharing with you soon. Allie's going to work on that announcement. I'm not allowed to say anything or she'll kick my ass. And so, so stay tuned. Stay tuned. We just did something really, really fun. It's a new thing for us, and we really enjoyed making that. So a little test into what it's like to film. And then on that, we have some announcements that we'll be making very soon about all the projects that we have coming up and when we think we're going to be able to start and how we're going to be moving forward. And I'm really grateful to all of you for sticking with us and for your support. And I think that you're going to be really excited about all the things that we have coming up. So stay tuned.
It's going to be a busy time.
That's so exciting. People are going to be very thrilled with what we've got going on.
Yeah.
And yeah, we've all just been kind of prepping and getting ready for those things. So that's all I'm going to say in terms of an update.
Yeah.
Getting scripts written and whatnot. So it's all.
It's a lot of development.
Yeah.
You know, so I think I've said this before, but you know, normally in the Passionflix world, we work so fast that we rarely have time to develop a project, meaning spending a lot of time working on the script and really getting it, getting to where we need it to be.
Right.
And so during this time, we've used our months to really write as many scripts as possible so that when we are able to go ahead, we're able to make as many movies as possible, somewhat back to back. I mean, we have limited resources as in money and time and personnel. And I'm personally am only one person. Right. And I love these movies, so I want to direct almost every one of them, but I can't. I won't, don't worry. But no, but we will get a lot of them done, but it's going to be interesting to try and make multiple movies at the same time.
Yeah, that'll be really cool. That's exciting.
Yeah.
Amazing. So today for our Passion Pod, I'm excited to say that we're continuing our kind of behind the scenes look into crew, but this time with our lovely director of photography, Denis Maloney. And a quick intro to him. He's worked on more than 20 feature films, most notably twice Oscar-nominated drama The Contender, which starred Jeff Bridges. And then he also recently completed a thriller, Repentance, I can't pronounce that, with Forrest Whitaker. And then some television work is that he's done Showtime's acclaimed documentary 20th Century The Pursuit of Happiness, directed by Robert Zemeckis, plus some various TV movies. One of them is Return to Halloween Town, which is one of my faves.
Oh my gosh, I didn't know that, sorry.
Yeah, he's done some Disney Channel ones and I'm just like, Denis! And so I love that little tidbit. And he's also director of photography, almost all of our Passionflix movies, at least all of the ones you've done, Tosca, right?
Yeah, he's DP'd all of the ones that I've done. And yeah, he hasn't done any of them that I haven't done, but right. I'm sure he would. But totally then I feel like I'd have
and
to
Lauren, you forgot one important title.
Right, but he is a member of the American Society of Cinematographers.
Oh, I was going to say founding member, but that too.
Oh, he's also
a founding member. He's a Passionflix founding member.
That's more important. How did I forget to say that? I'm the worst.
Yeah,
But
he's one of our first founding members.
He was one of the first founding members, and he loves to share that on set with when he visits founding members who come to see the set, and they just love talking to him. So so now we'll talk.
My favorite is that, you know how founding members can apply to come visit a set. So on the movies where he hasn't worked, he actually has applied to.
Yeah, he signs up. Cool. He's like, oh, there's Dennis.
If you want to go visit set, you can just come. And he's like, no, I want to go as a founding member. I'm like, okay.
It's so funny. All right, so I will admit him now.
Yes.
Joining us. He sent me a picture that he'd gotten it up and running. Hi, Dennis.
Hi, Dennis.
How are you? How's everybody?
Good.
Good. How are you?
I'm fine. Yeah, we just came back from a location scout. Michael, Tosca, and me, and Margie. We got a video we're going to shoot tomorrow.
Yes.
We're
Yes,
keeping
okay.
hush hush about what it is.
It's
It's a
okay.
great location, yeah.
Yeah.
Very
Yeah.
exciting. And so, and how are you? How have you, I haven't seen you since COVID-19 and all of that started. How have you been like staying sane during all this?
I'm fine. You know, I've been doing some reading, you know, taking some courses and stuff. For you that don't know, Lauren and I were flatmates in London when we were shooting The Protector.
Oh yeah, that was so fun. Dennis makes the best dinners, and then he'd take a picture of me with the dinner for me to send to my mom.
And then send it to me.
Yeah,
Send
Lauren,
it to
take
me
good-
where I
take
was
good
staying.
care
I
of
was
me.
like, why am I not eating there? That's not fair.
Yeah, we took care of each other.
I don't know. We had a great flat too. It was right
Yeah.
there.
It was
Charing
gorgeous.
Cross, right down by the river, right in the theater section. It's great.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was awesome. It was super fun.
Good
That
times,
was
yeah.
our bonding moment, Dennis. It was really great.
Yeah.
Because up until then, I'd just been a PA on all the sets, and you're like, "Who's this person?"
Yeah.
But then we were living together, so it was great.
That was fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a beautiful flat too.
So wonderful.
Yeah, it was.
There you go. So, everybody.
And what have you been up to during all this COVID-19 quarantining? Because I imagine you haven't been able to be on set quite yet, or
No. Well, tomorrow will be it. It'll be good to see. You know, test it out, see how it works. You know, we'll be wearing masks and be careful, and then yeah, it'll be good to be a small crew. There's only about 5 of us, Tosca, something like
Yeah, exactly. 5 people, 1 actor.
that. Yeah.
So we'll test it out, but it's an interesting start to, you know, because we're gonna you know, coming up we're gonna be shooting a whole bunch of quickies, and so
Right.
it'll be interesting to see how this works, so that we're able to see how we can move forward on the smaller production, so that we're able to see how we can move forward on a bigger production.
Exactly. Yeah. Where are you, Tosca?
Well, I'm in my office, Dennis.
Oh, okay.
Figure it
All right. Good.
very nice.
In my
Is there
little
anything with your lighting?
glass. Okay. Do you like my lighting, Dennis?
I love your office. I haven't been there in a while.
Yeah, it's a fun space.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And for those who don't know, Dennis, I thought you could mention a little bit about how you got started working as a cinematographer or as a director of photography.
Yeah, I get asked that question a lot. I just fell in love with the movies. And, you know, I grew up in a small town where there's no exposure to the arts or anything like that. I just liked the movies and decided to do it. It's pretty much it. I didn't go to film school. I studied chemistry in college.
Wow.
Wow.
Just picked up a camera and started filming. That's pretty much it. And things, and then I moved to New York, and I got a pretty good job, and then came here. LA.
Wow. Did you have movies growing up that you loved or that inspired you to?
Yeah, I did. I liked a lot of Bergman and Fellini a lot, and the Godfather movies I liked quite a bit. And some of the old westerns I really enjoyed. I pretty much liked everything.
Nice. That's awesome.
But Dennis does, like, the wonderful thing is, you know, when we're filming and we're about to start a new movie, Dennis and I will just email pictures to each other of different looks from different movies that we like. And then, you know, for me, it's like a lot of composition, or it's color, or it's a feel. And then Dennis will do the same thing, and he'll collect a few pictures. I'll take, like, for Gabriel's Inferno, I had these Renaissance paintings, and I sent it to him, and I was like, I want to kind of look like this.
Oh, wow.
And then Dennis finds actual stills from movies and sends them to me. And then we just, you know, in an ideal world, we'd sit down and watch more movies together. We constantly talk about it, but then, you know, rarely do we actually do it.
And here's our secret weapon.
Oh,
yeah.
yes, the
Lego.
Legos. That's how you guys would map out shots, right? If there's
Yeah, exactly. No, we do look at a lot of images with movies we've seen. We see movies together and
Yeah.
about why these scenes worked in these particular movies and why some scenes didn't work.
Yeah.
And, you know, we
Yeah.
just from there spend a lot of time together. That's really important.
Hey, Dennis,
Yeah.
for our listeners that don't know, can you tell us what exactly it means to be a director of photography and what your role entails?
Well, yeah, I'm on the sharp edge. I do the lighting and the camera work and the composition stuff like that, with Tosca, and I'm sort of the bridge between the technical part of filmmaking and the artistic part of it. And that's it. I'm sort of want to make sure everybody's up on the ready and so on. That's pretty much what I do, and I personally operate the camera, which is a lot of fun.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are good comments on set, you guys.
But what I love, and so what Dennis does is, so he'll get the script as soon as we're ready to go. He gets the script, and then he goes through it thoroughly, and he will highlight or underline different sections in each scene. Like in Hollywood Dirt, there's a scene where Summer walks out. It's one of the shootings of the movie within the movie, and it says in the script, she walks out of the door and her heels are clicking on the pavement. And so Dennis highlights it, and then he comes to me and goes, do you want to see the heels clicking on the pavement? How do we want to see the heels clicking on the pavement? How are you going to show this part of the story? And he's very detailed, which is amazing to me, because I'm like, oh, actually, I don't need to see the heels clicking on I'll add that in post, I'll add that as sound. What we want to see is more the energy of that. And so then we'll just talk about how we're going to get that part across. If I have time to shoot the heels on the pavement, I'll shoot the heels on the pavement. It's normally what I say.
We did it pretty quickly. What was it, the heels on the pavement, or was it on the front porch of Summer's home? What was it?
Well, no, that one. So you do that for many scenes on every single movie. It'll be like on Driven, like he touches her shoulder, and you're like, oh, do you want to see the touch on the shoulder? Do you want to see the hand actually touch the shoulder? It happens all the time, but in that particular scene, it was right when Cole was showing Summer the red car in the movie.
Right, yeah.
So. But yeah, so it's all those things. So Dennis's role is very much so to help me or help the director facilitate the storytelling using images. So he will make sure that we film and that we capture all of the images that the director and the story needs, or the script says, for us to be able to cut it all together. It's really very helpful to have Dennis, who's so detail oriented as well.
It's a lot of fun. Yeah, we're good co-workers.
We are.
You guys definitely have your fun. It's fun to see you guys interact on set and talk shots over. It's so interesting to see, and it's just a testament to how well you guys work together, which is also cool.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun.
When new people show up on set and they're like, oh my God, how are you going to get this done? And I just look at Dennis, I was like, can we do it? And he's like, yeah. I'm like, okay, I'm not worried, we'll be fine.
No, we always find a way.
We always find a way. You got to make it happen.
I've never been in a spot that we couldn't figure something out. So.
Yeah.
That's true.
You were talking about Hollywood Dirt. Was that the first film you two worked on together?
Yep.
Yeah.
The very first one. Yeah.
That's really cool. How did you guys get connected?
We lived in the Hyatt in Augusta, Georgia.
And then we moved to Madison, and that was a cute little town. That was a lot of fun.
That's awesome.
We were connected actually through, so I did a lot of films for a company called Mar Vista before this, and Dennis had worked for them as well. And so I was about to make a movie, and they recommended Dennis as a DP. And then I met with Dennis, and then they recommended somebody else as well.
But the rest
and then we didn't get to work together on that movie. And then as soon as I got to make decisions on my own, I invited Dennis to work with us.
Yeah. No, it worked out. Yeah. I was sitting in my kitchen one morning having a cup of coffee, and the phone rings. This is Tosca Bus. Can you join me? And so we went over to the Coffee Bean, and here you are.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, the coffee bean.
that's where my first meeting with Tosca was too.
Yeah, good
All
coffee.
my first meetings with the coffee bean.
Yeah, I said, you want to go to Georgia? Sure. So you can leave tomorrow. No, not really.
Pretty much me.
Yeah, yeah.
And
But that was great. And the nice thing about that, we did have a lot of time to prep it. You know, I didn't feel like we were rushed.
that's great.
No, it was great.
We're all in the same hotel.
Yeah.
Right. So all you see is each other. It helps that way. That's so awesome. And I mentioned this kind of in your intro, but I'll bring it up again that you've been cinematographer for every movie that Tosca has directed.
Yeah.
And so could you talk a little bit about what it's like working with Tosca as a director?
Be careful.
I hate that question.
Why I had to ask it, Dennis. Just kidding.
No, as I said, you know, we're really good co-workers. I mean, she has a really great way of understanding a shot and communicating it, you know, how she wants. She's terrific with the actors. Terrific director.
Aw,
On the spot there.
Yeah,
Dennis.
she
feel the love.
I could go on.
Aw.
That's fair. I love it.
Is that enough, Tosca? You want some more?
Come on, Dennis, talk her up.
No, it's infectious enthusiasm. That's another really good
Right.
thing, which is important too, because on the set and the leadership qualities are terrific.
For sure. She gets very excited about like not only the script, but the book itself too. And she'll carry that on to the point where some crew members start reading the book just to get deeper into it, which is really cool.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's true. I haven't read any of the books, but all the authors, and yeah.
That's
Yeah,
okay.
I've read the scripts many
Yeah,
times.
it's probably more important to focus on the script.
Right, because then you
Yeah.
can visualize it. Yeah.
Yeah, but they all seem happy. At first, we met Alexandra Torres. She was with us, and she seemed very happy and excited about what we were doing with her novel. I thought we did a pretty good job adapting it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you did a good job.
But it's great to have her around. Like Jodie's was with us pretty much all the time in London.
Yeah.
And we used her car, Jake's car, and the movie was her car.
Yeah. That was super helpful.
Yeah, it actually was perfect for the script. And
Yeah.
taking her around, and Erica and Carly were with us in New Jersey for
All right.
Dirty Sexy Saint. It's great.
Yeah.
I love it because I get to immediately just look at them and go, so was that how you pictured it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes. Like, okay, great.
Yeah.
You can move on.
Yeah.
It's very helpful.
Immediate gratification. It's satisfying.
Did Sylvan visit us in Syracuse?
No,
No.
we don't know who Sylvan or not is.
Secret identity, Dennis. No
Maybe they did, maybe they didn't.
Oh,
Yeah.
snap.
Yeah.
Not secret. And Dennis, do you have a favorite Passionflix project that you worked on? If you can pick a favorite.
Well, yeah, get to ask this a bit. Yeah, well, obviously the first one was wonderful, you know, Hollywood Dirt. And then after that, it's kind of a toss-up. I mean, I had a lot of fun with Gabriel's Inferno and Rapture, and The Protector was great, and, you know, being in London and all that. So those three, I think, my favorite. But the first one was spectacular. It was sort of special.
Yeah.
Awesome. And just to reiterate for people, he mentioned Rapture, but we've only filmed like a tiny piece of Rapture. We haven't finished Rapture itself yet, but we've filmed quite a bit of Gabriel's Inferno. I think 5.5 hours worth was the total timing.
Yeah. So
Very
Gabriel's Inferno is finished, as we all know. Well, finishing.
Finishing.
And then Rapture, yeah, we shot about a third of it. A third of
Right.
Rapture. And of course, Rapture starts in Italy, so it's not the first third.
Right.
Yeah.
I
have
also
to go back to Italy.
and Tosca,
Yeah, that'd be great.
I don't know
Yeah.
how you and Dennis do this, but you can take a 90-page script and shoot, 2+ hours worth of footage, which is what happened with Driven. And it blows my mind sometimes. So it's like, how does that happen? Do you just come up with more shots to add in, or you just let moments breathe a little more? Like, it's interesting.
It's prep. Prep is really important.
Got it.
I don't remember. Do Tosca where we show up and we don't know what's going on or what to do. We always have a plan.
Yeah, that happened a little bit on Afterburn, because some locations fell through like the night before or whatever. So we were very new, and we were sort of dealing with a very different situation back then, all the way back then 2 years ago, and than we are now. But yeah, some locations fell through, so we would show up on the day at a new location, and we would look at this location together for the first time, and we're like, okay, we're going to go over there, and we're gonna shoot this way, and we're gonna, and then you just try and get the story done. So that's a few times where we've shown up and we're like, I don't know, I've never been here, so let's try and figure it out.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah, Gianna's apartment was that way, right? I remember that. We just went into this big loft.
Oh yeah.
For whose apartment?
Gia's.
Gianna, is that her name?
Oh, Gia's apartment. Yeah, Gia's apartment. That was a little bit of prep. It was more like, when we went to the offices.
Oh, where?
Gia's office.
Oh, right. Mm.
Gia's office. We saw the day before, and then showed up the next day, and we're like, all right, great, let's shoot this. But you have, I have an idea as to how I want the story to be told, and so when you find the environment that you're going to be filming in, you just sort of figure out how you're able to put that idea into that environment. And sometimes you're able to make it work. Most of the time, well, all of the times we've made it, we're able to make it work.
Right, exactly.
But it is nice to have somebody who is very flexible, and then also very talented and smart, like Dennis, on board, so that when we are stuck in those situations, we basically just huddle together, and we're like, all right, here we are. We can figure this out. Let's do it this way. Make it happen this way. As opposed to some other people that I've worked with who get really frustrated by any kind of change, or if something has fallen through, and instead of picking it up and figuring out what the solution is, blaming the people that may have been responsible for a particular situation. I'm like, that's not helpful. I don't want to talk about what happened then. We're going to talk about how we're going to fix this. And so it's very helpful when you have someone like Dennis on board, because they'll just be like, great, this is a lovely location. In fact, I think this location is better than the last one. So we're good.
That's a very good point. I mean, these little changes, some people just go crazy. Can't change this.
Yeah, that's a good attitude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have some questions from your fellow founding members, Dennis.
Boy.
Don't worry, they went easy on you. Karen asked, what is your favorite part of the creative process?
Well, it's, on the set, that's, you can't beat that. And now, Tosca and I have just been working in the post-production on the color correcting on the movies. And I really enjoy that, because you can second guess yourself. It's not like on the set, you can't really play around too much, but you can sort of make something darker or brighter. And I really enjoy that. And I enjoy the whole thing. I enjoy reading the script, and of course, pre-production is really good. And the crew's fun. It's great. It's like a family. I just really enjoy it. So.
We actually have great crews on our movies. Very rarely do we have anybody that's not pleasant on our sets. We always have really nice people, and everyone's a filmmaker and jumping in to help as much as possible. Yeah, it is a family. When the films end, and you have such an intense relationship with everyone, because it's these long hours, and it's very high stress, so that when you do finish the movie, you're like, okay, what am I gonna see you guys again? I hope so, so you try and
I get the blues a little bit sometimes on the last shoot when it's all over, so it's a little sad.
Well, and that's why whenever you can get a wrap party, it's kind of nice, because then you can all get together one last time. We sometimes do that, or we just have a beer at the end of the night.
Right. Yeah.
Yes. Dennis is the person that will bring the beers to set.
We like beer at the end of the day.
Have a wrap beer at the end of the day.
And I remember Michael mentioned that he worked with you once, and he was like, you just need to put it in a cooler, Dennis, and we'll label it so that the grips aren't accidentally pulling a beer out of the drink cooler in the middle of the day, that kind of thing. It was so funny. Yeah, he
I
loves
love it.
the beer tradition. We'll successfully finish a day. Dennis cracks one open, and then someone drives him back to the hotel. It all works out.
That's a good day.
It's a good day.
Good way to end the day, Dennis.
And
like
It is. You can't beat it. Yeah.
exactly.
I
We
think
have
it's funny when he puts the beer into like the set dressed fridge.
oh
So
yeah.
we have a fridge on set, but it's plugged in. So he just puts the beer in that. You're like, what? Oh, okay.
He finds so
I'll
many
just bring
creative
the
ways
props.
to keep it cold. It's so impressive.
Yeah.
It's great. And we have, so another founding member question is, Noreen asked, would you ever consider playing the role of a love interest in one of the movies? And she also included asking for a friend. So I think someone has a crush on you.
What was her question again?
if you would ever consider playing the role of a love interest, like being an actor.
Oh, yeah.
in one of our movies.
Sorry, Noreen. No, I couldn't do it. I'm not a good actor. I just mess up the scene and damage the movie. But I have no interest in being an actor.
I don't know. If Tosca's directing you.
Yeah.
There you go.
Tosca's been in some stuff.
I know.
And out of doors and things. Yeah.
I have walked in and out of doors occasionally.
Or in
It's
Dirty
like-
Sexy saying she'll walk up to the bar and then back like she was after.
Right.
Well, the funny thing is now in that particular scene, so Dennis just keeps the camera rolling, which is great. But in that particular scene, I was trying to show the background, what you're supposed to do. Like, okay, you got to walk up here, you got to pick up a shot and drink it. So like, let me show you. Go up, I'm like, hi, how are you? Drink. Great. And then we put it in the movie.
Which movie are you talking about?
Dirty Sexy.
Dirty.
Oh.
No. Yeah, you get a lot of good stuff if you just sort of roll after the scene stops, after the word cut is said. Sometimes you get some real stuff and sometimes you don't. And same thing before action, sometimes you get some real moments. So
Yeah.
we're always looking at those.
Yeah, I like that you buffer that, Dennis. It's really cool.
That was a big thing that Dennis actually taught me. So basically, a lot of times you're shooting something and as a director, you're like, okay, they go rolling, and you're like, okay, and action. So I don't do that. I go rolling and here we go, action. Nice and calm, everyone goes. And the very end, I'll say, cut, and then everyone will just, like, I'll tell everybody, sometimes I'll get the chance to, like, don't run in front of the camera, just when we say cut, just, it's very calm, no one moves, nobody does anything. And then Dennis will just keep rolling, even for another, 5, 10 seconds, 30 seconds we've gotten before. And then in a situation like that, the actors can relax a little bit, and it's sometimes just that little bit of a second or two that you need in order to cut to dissolve into the next scene or cut into something. You just see this moment of a very natural look.
That's awesome.
Yeah. We have another question. Lauren asked, do you have any, not a different
Is
Lauren.
this Lauren?
Nope, different Lauren.
No,
Lauren
different,
Hopkins,
okay.
maybe,
Okay.
asked, do you have any on-set or premiere night traditions?
Not really. I'd like to get a good seat at the premiere. I want to be in a spot where I can get a sort of a sense of what the audience is doing and how they're reacting to the scenes as the movie goes. And I'll do the red carpet.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's it. And of course, champagne's good.
Oh yeah.
That's
My only premiere.
hopefully we can do
tradition.
another premiere soon all together. I
Yeah.
hope.
Yeah. Hope so. I hope it's not going to be on a drive-in.
I
Well,
know.
it might be.
Well, yeah.
But
It's
drive
not
maybe
just you don't have
Never.
that.
I didn't say that. All right. What's the next question?
what do you have against drive-ins, Dennis? Just kidding.
Drive-ins. I'm excited about a drive-in option, but I don't know.
I'm
You
a
don't
Jersey
you're
girl,
the-
so I'll defend drive-ins to my heart's content because that's where they were invented.
No, I mean, years ago, I enjoyed drive-ins. It's a great way to see a movie with your family or your friends.
Yeah. But I understand. It's hard. I hope we get to have a big red carpet soon again.
Yeah.
But I'd say a tradition for Dennis is he always has to get to set 30 minutes before call so that he can be in line for breakfast.
Yep.
And get
I
breakfast.
remember.
You have to have a good meal.
Mhm.
He likes small black coffees from Starbucks.
Yep.
And whereas I get my giant ones.
Yeah.
And then as soon as we break for lunch, he wants to make sure that his team gets to go get right in front of the line for lunch, because otherwise everything disappears. It's very legitimate. Also, his team gets the least amount of breaks than anybody else.
Right.
His camera always stays on there.
And yeah, there's definitely a hierarchy to the lunch line. You want to get like the director, the DP, the cast, and then any other essentials you need to get right back to work after lunch through first.
And another thing about being the first in line is you have your lunch and then you have more time to relax.
Yeah.
But if you spend 10 minutes in the chow line, then the time after lunch is less. So.
Right. No, that's a good point.
Yeah.
Important.
Tosca, what about you? Do you have any traditions for on set or premiere?
His last one is the beer after
You know,
set.
the beer at the end of the day, yeah. Right.
But yeah.
Do I have any traditions? Yes, but mine are more like prep. So with me, I have to have like, I have to have an incredibly peaceful night the night before any sort of shoot week, and then I'm able to be pretty on top of it. So mostly I do a massage. Like I have a massage on the Sunday night before we start shooting on a Monday morning, and I'll have it. So I'll just have a massage and then come home, hang out with my kids for a few minutes, and then go to sleep at the same time as them, because we wake up so early. Right. But if you're able to like have a massage, have a shower, just be very, very calm, and then when you wake up in the morning, after a good night's sleep, you can basically tackle anything, because the stress continues. It's very long days that we work, and so if you go into the work week with stress already, then you're not going to make it.
Yeah. That's so important. Sometimes you have to fight for a good night's sleep. You know, you really have to.
Yeah.
Really.
Sure. And other traditions that Tosca has, less traditions and more just things that keep her going, are 2 Americanos a day sometimes, and a plethora of healthy snacks. So it's always that's something that a lot of our crew ends up appreciating as well, is that it's not just chips and candy and other stuff. There's like veggies and crudité and like, you know, different things, like, or cheese.
Carrots.
lots of carrots, as we know in Hollywood. You can hear me in the background eating them. But yeah, no. So it is that. So it's like I'll eat the breakfast, but then I have to have something 3 hours after call, and then 3 hours later is lunch, and then 3 hours later but I have to maintain a certain level of energy. And if I'm eating a lot of junk food, my energy just sort of goes pretty bad. It's you're not healthy. So my favorite is like a banana with almond butter.
Oh my God. Yeah.
3 hours after breakfast.
Mm-hmm. Man, there was a time when I could map out your meals, T. I could just be like, all right, time for this, time for that, time for this.
That's what's funny. The Canadians do that. The Canadians will have sort of a pre-lunch. They'll come around with.
Yeah.
And in Italy too, it seems like we're eating all the time, but there's always good stuff to eat there.
Right.
It couldn't beat it. Yeah.
An actual wine in the scenes.
What do they call that in Canada, Tosca? That meal?
It's called hot subs. So they have these subs. They're called hot subs, and they'll either have cold subs or hot subs. And so depending on the weather in you know, so but yeah, in Canada, you have breakfast 3 hours after call, you have a hot sub, 3 hours lunch, 3 hours hot sub, 3 hours, and you have to have, it's like a soup or a sandwich or something pretty significant to keep you going, because otherwise it's a lot of work to. Normally I can, on a normal work day you can be fine 6 hours between meals, but when you have to concentrate really hard, having any kind of blood sugar drop is difficult.
Yeah, you need that brain food for sure.
No one wants to be hangry.
No.
Especially not the director. Oh God, at all costs avoid it. Just kidding.
Are you looking at your lighting, Dennis?
Well, yeah, the sun's coming in hitting my face.
The lighting just changed.
It is so fun.
He's like, hang on. The light just hit me.
There were also
is that better?
Great.
But there were moments on set where
there you go.
Good modeling on you, Dennis.
Good modeling, yeah.
Look great.
No, it was bouncing off the. I mean, this is Wes, and it's bouncing off the shiny floor. All right, what's next?
I was just saying that it's it's been fun to be on sets with you in particular, because if we used like PAs as stand-ins, or like even me when I was on the assistant directing team, I'd do stand-ins sometimes where I'd, like if we had a brunette actress, I'd sit in and then Dennis would always be, you know, fixing the lighting in that moment, and then he'd get it just right and he'd be like, hold on, take a picture for me. And I'm just like, thank you, Dennis. It's always so nice. And we had Mila, one of our founding members, she commented on my, I do a post in Founding Members Lounge to ask for questions, and she commented with a picture that you had, that Lawrence had taken of the two of you sitting in for one of the Gabriel scenes, and she really loved that she got to sit and chat with you and cheers wine, and it was fun.
Oh.
Yeah.
Dennis, Kenzie, who came to set for Gabriel's, I know she asked, how does the reaction from founding members on set make you feel?
Oh, I love the founding members. So they're like real people. They're not showbiz people or filmmakers. And I just love their enthusiasm and their questions. They're so basic questions. And then like Mia drives down from Montreal for these movies. It's just great to see them. Yeah, I like them a lot.
Yeah,
it is fun. And Dennis takes them to the camera, puts them as Lauren said, like puts them in front of the camera and takes pictures of them there. And you know, you've given some of the founding members the slate and taking pictures with the slate.
And it's easy to do. I mean, it doesn't really slow us down, and they enjoy it, and it's kind of, you know, I like doing it. Yeah. And then we you know, get a picture with the actors, and like Julio is very open to having the founding members with him, and we get pictures together and so on.
Yeah, he's
awesome.
great.
Yeah, he's cute, isn't he?
He's adorable. Oh, my mom is in love with him. Don't get me started on Julio. My mom is obsessed. She really loves him right now, which is great. She's a huge fan of the movies.
I don't think it's just your mom.
Get out of here. I don't know. Me and Paul were flirting a lot at the premiere. Just kidding. The premiere that we had. So Mila asks, the one who had the photo with you, she asks, are there any particular shots that are difficult to achieve? Like any that you can think of off the top of your head that have been kind of more challenging?
What would be more challenging? What?
Any difficult shots that you've had to achieve?
Oh, I've done it for so long.
Well, there was
across anything recently that was difficult.
Well, but in the Protector, I can think of one that just seemed ingenious.
Well, the big problem becomes difficult is when you're shooting like day exteriors and it starts to become dark.
Right.
And trying to, well, that happened in Hollywood Dirt a little bit. We saved the day and we figured something out. But that's very difficult doing that. Yep. And I guess the best answer is let's not do it. We'll do it tomorrow. But you can't always do that.
Right. Yeah. Sometimes there's not enough time.
Yeah.
But there was the Protector where we wanted to avoid showing as much violence on camera as possible. So you came up with really creative ways to do punching shots, which I thought was really cool. Like the scene in the bathroom was really interesting. Some of those shots were cool.
Yeah, punching past the camera.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It's great. I loved it.
Did you guys jump when I did that?
I was scared. Okay. Pam wants to know if you've ever been starstruck.
If I've ever been what?
If you've ever felt starstruck on set, maybe on one of the films you worked on, any very excited about any of the stars you've worked with.
Oh, starstruck, yeah. That happens. We have to hold it back because, let me see the first time. Yeah, I worked on. Wasn't the DP, but I was a camera operator on Something About Mary.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I love that movie.
And seeing all those people for the first time was just, you know, like.
Yeah.
That's so
and then,
cool.
Then I did a couple movies with Jeff Bridges. The first time I met Jeff.
Oh wow.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
He's a real guy. Once you get to know him, he's terrific.
Yeah.
That's
sure.
Awesome. And then the last founding member question we have is from Melanie, and she asks, what advice do you have for people interested in becoming directors of photography?
Um, huh. Uh, well, I think you have to decide to do it and sort of burn some bridges and you know, just study it. You know, look at movies, talk to people, meet as many people as you can, read books. That's how I did. I got a lot out of books.
Nice.
And borrow a camera, get your hands on a camera, just start shooting stuff. And work as a still photographer, take still pictures. That really helps you with your composition. And try to meet the American Society of Cinematographers, it's called the ASC, has a mentorship program. So, and you can find them online. It's theasc.com. And I'm on that committee, and they assign mentors to young people who want to get started.
That's really cool.
That's really
Dennis
Yeah.
also, you know, when we were in Syracuse, Dennis also went to the University of Syracuse and he taught a day course
Yeah.
there for the film school, at the
Mhm.
university there.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow. That's
Oh.
awesome.
Oh, and I'll if anybody wants to do this through Passionflix, contact me. I'll be happy to communicate with anybody that wants to get into the business. Tell them what I know. Be happy.
Thank you.
I'm not going to give you my phone number now, but you'll just send it to the office and I'll respond. Okay.
Yeah, email us at info@passionflix and we'll get you
Yeah.
guys connected.
Yeah.
Thanks, Dennis.
Awesome.
My
it was
pleasure.
it was so wonderful that you could join us today.
Yeah. Thank you, Dennis.
Are we done?
I think so. Well, I finished all the questions.
There was a really good question, Lauren, in the list you sent me, and it was something to like, if you could be one of the Passionflix characters in a movie. who
Oh, yeah,
Oh, we missed that.
we actually jumped over
Yeah,
that
you
one.
missed it. And I thought that was a really good question.
Okay.
Ooh.
Well,
All
let's-
right, can you ask me that question?
Yeah,
now?
we'll ask that to
Who
all
would
of
it
us.
be?
So, well, Dennis, yeah, who do you want to
All right, so there's two. One, of course, Jake and the Will. I mean,
be?
question
Oh, yeah.
blood. I
I
mean,
love him
yeah,
so much.
and it's so sweet. And then Clay and Dirty Sexy Saint. He was real
Yeah.
hardworking, good values.
I love that. I love that you
So-
want to be those characters.
And Irish.
Great.
Those are my two. But Jake first. I like Jake a lot. Never met the guy, but I like. So
He was really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's cool.
work with Steve, yeah.
Good ones.
Yeah, I think we've talked about this before, but if you were a lead in one of our movies, we
I
did.
don't know if we did this, but I was thinking like Josie in The Will,
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
or maybe Summer in Hollywood Dirt.
Mm-hmm.
My Wi-Fi.
Oh, there
What do
you
you
are.
think,
Lauren.
Dennis?
Sorry, guys. My Wi-Fi cut out very briefly, so I might have missed a little bit of that.
No,
And
Tosca
you know,
was just,
Riley is a good person too. I mean, she
yeah, she's a great character.
Riley's
yeah,
great.
you know, helping the children and doing all that stuff. Yeah,
Riley was fantastic. That was great.
yeah.
And it was
What
fun
about
to
you,
see
Lauren and Allie? Who would you play? Who would you be?
Crap. Think this through.
You know, well, I don't know if my reasons are correct, but I would have to say Josie. I'll let you guess why. I love Chris. I think he's great. I'm just teasing. I think Chris is just super cute.
So you'd want to be.
I would just want to be
We're
acting
talking
opposite.
characters here.
Yeah.
We're talking characters here, not
Jake,
not,
sorry.
not the guy, but you want to not the
No,
actor.
I loved his character. I loved her character, and I loved the movie. But no, I think Chris McKenna is super cute. But we'll say Jake's super cute.
I love that. That's fair. That's fair.
Okay.
Me.
Well, I'll see you tomorrow, Tosca, bright and early.
Okay, hang on. Lauren has to answer.
Oh, Dennis, I love you. Yeah, I guess I really liked. I'm blanking on names now. Well, I loved Riley. I really related to
Right.
Riley, and then
She's awesome.
I also really loved Cammie from The Protector. I thought she was really cool.
Yeah,
Great one.
all of them are so good.
Oh, yeah.
All the characters.
Good ladies.
Good ladies.
All right, Dennis.
Yes. Thanks again for joining us, Dennis.
Bye, Dennis.
Oh, bye. See you. Thanks for having me.
Of course.
Can I go now?
Yeah. Oh my God, I love Dennis so much. I was like, I'm in process of removing him from the chat, and he's like,
I'm
no,
in
no.
tears.
I also love that we just skipped a couple of questions that sounded repetitive after he'd answered one, and then he called us out on one of the questions we skipped, and I'm like, Dennis.
Probably because you sent him those questions.
I did, yeah.
He probably went through them, and like he's very meticulous, so he would have gone through them and gone, I have an answer for all these questions. I think I'm feeling pretty good about this, and then he'd be ready.
Wonderful. No, I loved it.
Yeah, he wants to, he's really he's great that way. Of course, I've worked with him so much, right? I've directed. Have I directed 7 films or 8?
I think it's 8
in the last,
by now.
Yeah, in the last 2.5 years, 3 years now, I guess, because it's 3 years. In 3 years, and he's DP'd all of them. And when you think about that, that's a significant amount of my year that I spend with Dennis. I spend more time with Dennis than I do with my children.
Yeah, crazy.
And again, my kids come to set, so Dennis gets to hang out with my kids as well. So they know Dennis. They know Dennis and Margie. They know Lauren and Ellie. And so it's basically, this is their family that they're growing up with. I'm like, all right.
It's so great. It's fun. The kids are cute.
Yeah.
Very cool.
But yeah, I'm so happy to have Dennis as a team member. I'm very fortunate to have somebody who is that prepared and that passionate about what we're doing. And he very much so pays attention to our mandate, and he wants to make sure that the women are put forward in a very positive way. And he always asks me about that, right? He'll always be like, is this a reason? Is there a reason why we want to put her in the front or the back, or or we'll discuss, basically the importance of the female role and her actions in a specific scene and how we will show a woman. And he's very attentive to that. So it's great.
That's awesome.
Good man.
Good man.
He's a great guy. Well, cool. Well, I'd say that was another successful Passion Pod, and people will be excited to hear more about the behind the scenes.
Yeah.
So I guess we'll sign off, but lovely to see you ladies.
Lovely to see you too.
All right. Bye, guys.
Bye.